we now know the future of Doctor Who, and right now it kind of sucks, as it says in this BBC report. Today we are announcing an update on the plans of the future of Doctor Who. As part of assuring that the next phase of the show for future generations, and in line with the BBC's charter and agreement arrangements, the BBC will put Doctor Who out of the effective tender this year. Doctor Who remains an important part of the BBC, and its tenure underpins the BBC continue to commit to Doctor Who, ensuring audiences will enjoy the show for years to come. After the careful situation, the BBC, Russell Davies, and Beowulf have collectively decided to not go ahead with a previous announced Doctor Who Christmas special. This decision was not taken lightly, and we all know it will be disappointing for fans. But in order to set up the show up in future seasons, it was decided rather than to bridge the gap with a one-off special, we are choosing to push forward and invest in a long-term future for the show, which ensures that when the TARDIS lands once more, it does in all its glory. The previously announced new Doctor Who animated series for CBBC is currently in production, which, if you want some Doctor Who, next year we'll have that animated show, but for the main show itself, we're in the winter's years. Details of the tenure will announce in due course. The BBC remains all IP in Doctor Who. BBC Studios will continue to lead the global distribution of Doctor Who, as well as licensing, consumer products, digital, and infinite experiences on behalf of the BBC. The interesting thing about this, now I know I said we're probably back in the winter's years, so I mean, I haven't finished all watching Classic Who, so maybe I'll just talk about that until hopefully they announce something. But I think it's safe to assume it's not going to be a 16-year gap. It ain't going to happen there. And a lot of things can happen in 6 months. I wouldn't be shocked. Like September, November. Here's the new show. This is the plan. This is what we're gonna do. But reading the words that this special is not going to be bridging the gap, I think realistically, knowing that the show, like way back in 2005, was connected with the classic series, I really think they're going to completely reboot the show. I think they're rebooting it. And so, and they'll keep things probably the same. Like, at least, the TARDIS will be a blue a police box. They'll keep those certain things, but everything, I wouldn't be sure it'll be the 16th Doctor or the 17th Doctor. For some people might be hearing a point where does the Billy Piper version count or not? Probably, you know what? I think officially, we could say it doesn't count. Billy Piper regenerating, 15 regenerates into Rose Tyler. I don't really think I think that's what Big Finish will do. I think Big Finish, that's what they'll do. They'll do, as they did for the 8th Doctor. That's probably what's probably going to happen. Hey, Billy, you want to, just do some voiceover for some Doctor Who stuff? Like, it's, she's doing it for 9th Doctor and some other Rose Tyler stuff, so I wouldn't be shocked that's how they'll do it. But I'm just thinking, it's a reboot. A complete reboot. Keep things, basically cherry pick what stays the same. The theme tune will stay the same. The police box will be the same. But maybe even the Daleks being teapots will be the same, or at least have a version of that design, right? But everything else, we're back to square one. Because I do think, I think the 50th point opened the door, and knowing how successful Day of the Doctor was, and probably what happened there was, we can kind of go through the Thai history book now. and people, the history ain't staring people away, and in reality, it probably did. The more you dive into it, and the more people feel like you have to do homework, and many people may be daunted to check the show out, and that. But look, once again, I don't think it's gonna be 16 years. I wouldn't be shocked that no Doctor Who this year, no Doctor Who next year. If it is comes out next year, it'll be like late next year. But by 2028, I can picture like, here comes the new series. We're back in series 1. And here's our new showrunner. Here's the new Doctor. And it can be interesting. Do they continue it? Do they not? Once again, complete reboot. But I think the whole Doctor Who being camp, you have to take it more seriously. And yes, Doctor Who has a 10-year of like, one episode's complete sci-fi, and one episode's completely it's a horror, and this one's a romance. Like, each genre, but they need to have like, I think now Doctor Who comes across as a show that has an identity crisis. As in what tonally, what is it? What does it need to be? And that. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, I got the classic series to go through, so I can still talk about the show. But so there's all that kind of stuff. But anyway, quick announcement. Doctor Who is back in the wind this year. So anyway, but and also this is like, let's be honest, this is the end of the RTD2 era. But anyway, so it's so weird that the show ended with a generation. Once again, maybe next time, I don't know, Disney will allow it or whatever. Can you just cut to black? Be like, oh yeah, remember when Rose was this? Remember when like Rose, 15 turning into Rose Tyler? Remember that? Maybe that's the way you do it. Just cut the last 30 seconds, the last 5 seconds of the episode. Maybe you can do that. But anyway, comment below. Let me know your thoughts of, let's say, not the cancellation, but the break of the show. Let's say the break, the pause of it, and that. So yeah.